Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all, wherever you are in the world. It's wonderful to have you with us today. I want to welcome you all to our event to celebrate Calestous Juma's birthday. I'm very excited to share what we have for you today. It's such a privilege when we can hear directly from our staff and our students in Kenya and hear about the impact that we are having because that's not something we get to do every day. And today we are very proud to share our very first impact report with you all who have been so instrumental in making it happen. But before we dive into that, I have a couple of announcements to make. First, I want to acknowledge two incredible board members who have served Calestous' legacy for many, many years. Wes Harris, Prof. Wes Harris, and Jacqueline Wangi are both stepping down this year, but they are both staying involved in other ways. And we are so, so, so grateful to them for their contributions over the years. And we look forward to new ways to engage with them. And another very exciting announcement to make. Eric Juma, Calestous' son, who has long served on our advisory council, has just joined our board of directors. Eric brings with him a deep understanding of Calestous' work and a strong vision for the future of the Lake Victoria Basin and beyond. So, Eric, welcome. I invite you to unmute and share a few words.
Thank you, Angela. Hello, everyone. Um, really glad to see you all here. Firstly, I just wanted to say thank you, everyone, for joining, both in Port Victoria and online. Um, I'm really thankful for the success that this organization has been able to have so far, and that's largely due to the commitment and support that the community has given over the years. So yeah, I'm really excited to be joining the board. Um, I decided to join the board because after a few years working in the climate nonprofit space in the US and sort of developing professionally, I felt like it was time for me to try to bring those skills and contribute on a higher level than my previous role as an advisory board member. Um, I really believe in the mission of this organization. In fact, it's one of the most important things in my life, frankly. I'm really committed. It's really a lifelong commitment for me. As I continue to read my father's work, I find myself more and more inspired, actually, um, by his intellectual contributions and by what he wanted this institution to be able to achieve. So really grateful to all of the board members who have welcomed me. And I will warn them that I may be bringing a lot of crazy ideas into the boardroom Zoom meetings. I think my dad convinced me that I was an inventor at a young age. Those of you who knew him will probably imagine why he did that. But yeah, I'm really excited about where we're going, and I'll pass it back to Angela to speak more about it.
Thank you, Eric. I am so super excited. Count me among the most excited that you have joined the board. I love working with you. I think you bring vision, and I'm just thrilled about where we're going to take this organization together as a group, and with everyone here on this call who has been supportive all along. So allow me to share my screen. Today, I want to share, before we go to Port Victoria, which is what we promised to do today, and we will spend quite a bit of time with our staff and students there. Before we do that, I want to share a little bit about how we're continuing the work Calestous started. Our starting place has been Port Victoria, Kenya, Calestous' hometown on the shores of Lake Victoria. This is a very special place where he deeply wanted to make an impact, but ran out of time. Today, the area wrestles with high population density and persistent poverty. Our vision, which I see my photo is covering a little bit, but I'll read it. A Lake Victoria basin where local resources, talent, and innovation sustain equitable economic self-reliance and a healthy environment for all who call it home. Youth in the Lake Victoria Basin today face a critical dilemma. The traditional local economy around fishing that has sustained generations is shrinking. And at the same time, success in today's global economy demands digital skills, which are in short supply in this remote area. Over 60% of working age youth in the Lake Basin are currently unemployed and virtually locked out of the modern workforce. And in this new AI era, there's a risk of catastrophic digital exclusion for people in rural and remote areas. So we chose to start our work right there on the shores of Lake Victoria with the idea that location should not limit opportunity. And this is why, in response to the needs articulated by the local community, 3.5 years ago, we founded the Calestous Juma Innovation and Resource Hub, or CJ Hub, as you see pictured here. This was from the opening 3.5 years ago. We built on the deep trust in Calestous' legacy in the community to support a locally rooted project run by a 100% African operational team and guided by a local advisory board. For many young adults in this region, the CJ Hub is the only place they can access a computer. But we aren't just teaching computers. As we have heard from our students, we are fueling their dreams. Up until now, our core programming has been computer skills training. Along with that training, we have seen remarkable changes in our students' confidence and ability to express themselves. We now have a proven model of success with over 355 graduates of our basic computer skills course and 28 graduates of our Virtual Leap advanced digital skills course. We have served 94% youth and 60% women that's among our demographic, and accomplished that all with just 12 computers in a small rented space. And our students are asking for more courses on more topics, and entrepreneurship and business skills in particular. We always want to respond to what the communities, the staff, and the students are telling us. So I'll speak more about what comes next for our students later in the program. Thanks to friends and supporters like you, 2025, last year, was a tremendous year of progress. We connected the CJ Hub to the world by installing high-speed fiber internet and professional camera equipment, which you're going to see today. We ensured that even when the power grid is down, learning can continue by installing a backup power system. We launched our virtual guest speaker series, which I welcome you all to participate in as a guest speaker, so we can host guest speakers from anywhere in the world or locally. And we hired our first staff instructor. Up to that point, we had operated with dedicated volunteer instructors. Now I'd like to share our impact report because in 2025, last year, we conducted our first ever graduate feedback survey, giving us data for our first ever impact report, which I'm very proud to share with you. We asked our graduates what they're doing now, 3 months or more after the completion of their course at the CJ Hub. Out of 280 Pioneer students, now remember, this is going back a ways. We reached out to them to fill this out, our very first survey, and we were able to achieve a 25% response rate. Some could not be reached due to changes in contact information, and we are working on getting a more robust response rate for our next survey. In fact, we are very lucky to have 2 interns joining us from Harvard University this June and July in Port Victoria, and I will name them. I'm not sure if they're on the call today, but Sophia Heinrich and Alex June will be traveling to Port Victoria and working with our team on projects like our monitoring and evaluation and other special projects. So I'm sure you're going to be hearing more about them and from them in the coming weeks. So let me talk about the outcomes that we recorded. Overall, of the students who responded, 97% reported improved computer skills. But more importantly, let's look at what our graduates who responded are doing with their lives. Of those who responded, 54% are in higher education, 20% employed, and 17% are running their own businesses. Combined, those two categories, 37% economically active in some kind of employment, and then another 7% engaged in community work. These categories don't overlap, so that means nearly every graduate we heard from is in a positive outcome. Of those who responded to the survey, 54% are pursuing higher education. Now, this is five times the national average of a 10%. Many of our grads wrote, in addition to the data we have, many of them wrote that they credited their new digital skills learned at the CJ Hub for helping them complete online applications, coursework, and attending classes online. They likely would not have been able to do this before their course at the CJ Hub. And of those graduates responding who are not pursuing higher ed, 81% of those reported being employed or running a business. This is 2.5 times the rate of youth in Busia County, where we're located, where youth unemployment is reported at 67%. So I think that's quite good outcomes. Our graduates also shared with us in their own words how they're using their new digital skills. Purity, a teacher, says she can now design certificates and also teach her colleagues some digital skills. Ruth is able to attend university classes online, and John, an entrepreneur, can now do business online around the world. We're about to head to Port Victoria and hear from them. So Churchill, get ready. But I just want to say on behalf of the board of directors, our staff, and our students, thank you. Thank you. Without you, this impact wouldn't be possible. And we are just getting started. So now I'd like to pass the mic to Rosalita Nanjala Juma and Churchill Orwar, our staff at the CJ Hub, to share their perspective first. And then we will also be hearing from some of our CJ Hub students. So over to you, my colleagues.
Hello, Angela, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Go right ahead.
Yeah. So welcome.
I don't see you.
Check it.
There you are.
Now you can, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to welcome everyone to Calestous Juma Innovation and Resource Hub. We are seated here a number of about 20 students. We have here 2 teachers, I and Mr. Alfonso Tiato. 3 cohorts are available taking different courses. Let me welcome Rosalita Nanjala to take on from there.
Thank you, Churchill. And here we are at the main hall of the Calestous Juma Innovation and Resource Hub, where we equip our rural youth and local community members with the digital skills. We provide free basic skills, that is the Microsoft packages and the generative AI classes. On 11 computers, I'm not sure if the computers are visible. 11. Yes, on 11 computers, we have an equipped digital library and we are connected to the Wi-Fi. These are some of the products that are not easily available in Port Victoria, so we allow some of our students and the local community to access them. We are served by one tutor and one volunteer, Mr. Alfonso Tiato, and we are also guided by the local advisory board. We also provide space for guest speakers, i.e. on entrepreneurship, guiding and counseling, and other career guidance and other skills-related topics on the economy and motivational talks. With these skills, we prepare the youth to identify, explore, and turn the natural resources and their culture into economic development and become persons of value as young entrepreneurs. With that in mind, I want to ask Churchill to tell the audience on the impact of the generative AI to the learners and how this is shaping their future goals. Thank you.
So once again, I want to talk about the importance of our students at the hub learning artificial intelligence. So we are living in a time where technology is changing faster than ever before. AI has become part of our daily lives. It powers the apps we use, support professionals, and has transformed how we work and learn. To the learners at the hub, learning AI gives them an opportunity to be part of this transformation rather than simply watching it happen. Lastly, to our students, I would like to say that AI is a tool that helps us solve problems, think creatively, and work more efficiently. So whether your dream is to become a teacher, an entrepreneur, a designer, an engineer, understanding AI can give you valuable skills that can support your career. Thank you. Back to you, Angela.
Thank you, Churchill and Roslita, and our volunteers, Mr. Otiato. Thank you so much for everything you do. I think we're ready to hear from our students who are going to give us their testimony. So do you have someone there to speak first?
Yeah. So present here at the hub, we have Teresa Wandera and Joseph Maloba. Teresa? Joseph. Okay. And also present with us, we have Austin Wandera. I'm not sure if you can identify him from the crowd.
I see him back there, but we'll come to Austin a little bit later to talk about the AI workshop. First, let's hear from Teresa and Joseph. And then I believe we have Linda online also, right? So you can choose, Churchill, who goes first.
Let me give an opportunity for Joseph to go first.
All protocol observed. I greet you in the name of Jesus Christ. My good name is Maloba Koth Joseph, an alumni and the champion of this hub, being the student leader, overall student leader. Without duo, I want to go straight to the point and also tell how I've benefited from CJLF. There are no coming to the hub was not an option at all. It was a call, and hence motivation from my role model, Sharon Isabella Wanzala, who made me realize that perhaps there is a chance and also free classes at CJLF. I was good in theory, but practically poor. I had a computer phobia, thus didn't want to associate with machines. Provided with a conducive environment and literal teachers, I was able to conquer the typing master and also fought my fear. Luckily enough, that there were more computers to cater for everyone. That one majorly helped me to overcome my fear. I was inept for real and never thought if someday I could work using computer knowledge. Currently, I am a teacher in a certain private school, but before then I was a fisherman whose hopes and desires to become someone in future were perishing in the lake. I don't care about the salary, but deep down I'm very happy that I am using the knowledge I acquired from CGLF to help me leapfrog from the captivity of the lake. And now I have an open mind that I can become more successful, not just by fishing, but by using the little knowledge that I have to perfect my future. And every drop counts, every person can make a difference. There are no passengers on the spaceship, we are all crew. My passion and desire in this life is to get a platform where I can improve and also use my talent, which is acting. I really like plays, and by doing so, that can also help me to become a movie director. I want to use acting as a leapfrog to elevate me to the dream of my life. Every day has a count. For those who feel like the only guarantee of making it in life is through university, this is not their place to be. The greatest obstacle to discovery is not ignorance, but it is the illusion of the knowledge. How you use your knowledge and resources available is what matters in today's life. The place despised is one providing the living for me. I never thought I would become or even called a teacher, but look at me now. The knowledge I acquired from CGLF is making me shine and also earn a title I never expected. I will do all that it takes to make sure that I reciprocate the time I felt like I lost studying, and also to the CGLF fraternity that they never wasted, rather invested in the soul of despised. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was one of our pioneer students, Joseph Maloba. Let me now welcome Teresa Wandera.
Good morning and good evening, everyone. The world is undergoing transformation, and therefore I didn't want to be left behind. The reason why I chose the CGLF Hub is because I wanted to acquire computer skills and become more confident in using technology. I knew that computer literacy is an important skill in today's world, and I wanted to be better prepared for both my education and my future career. During my time at the Hub, I learned computer packages and gained basic knowledge of artificial intelligence. These skills increased my confidence in the digital world and enabled me to perform tasks that I previously found challenging. In future, I hope to build a successful career in medicine. The computer skills I learned at the Hub will help me throughout that journey by enabling me to access and manage medical information, conduct research, and adapt to technology used in modern healthcare. These skills will continue to be valuable as I pursue my goals and take advantage of new opportunities. As we celebrate the life and legacy of Calestous Juma, I'm grateful for the opportunity to learn at the Hub and for the impact it has done on my personal life and growth and my future ambition. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Teresa. I'm not sure if we have Lynn Nolunga on the call with us.
She's here. I'm going to ask her to unmute. Lynn, if you're with us, you can turn on your camera and unmute.
Good evening, all. My name is Linda Olunga. I'm currently doing a Bachelor of Science in Information Technology at Karatina University. I joined the CJ Hub because I wanted to get computer skills for personal and professional use. Back then, I knew technology was going to become a bigger part of my daily life and education. So I hoped to build a solid computing foundation. At the hub, I picked up a bunch of skills like typing, digital literacy, and using general computer apps. Not only did this teach me teach me practical stuff, but they also boosted my confidence. This experience showed me how much I love technology and seriously influenced my choice to study information technology. As an IT student, I work with computers and digital tools daily. These skills, the skills I picked up at the CJ Hub have been really helpful in my daily life. Thank you for the foundation I got there. I tackled coursework and hand-on projects confidently with a good grasp of tech stuff. I'm looking forward to build a career in IT and dive into fields like software development, AI, software engineering, cybersecurity, and system management. The none from the CJ Hub is gonna stay with me, helping me as I add to what I've learned and dive deeper in advanced topic. As we honor Calestous Juma today, I wanna say a big thank you for the awesome chances the CJ Hub gives to students. It should give us the tools and the courage and the push to make our dreams happen. Thank you and have a blessed day.
Hello, Angela.
Yes.
Yeah, we have heard from 3 of our past students.
Yes. Are there any others there who are planning to speak today? But except for Austin, I'm going to come to him in a minute. But are there others?
Anyone wants to speak? I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, terrific. I just want to again say thank you to all of you. As I was saying earlier, we can't do it without our community here online, but also thank you, students, for your faith in us, for your hard work, your dedication. It takes all of us together, and I'm super proud of all of you. So now I'd like to pass the microphone from the CJ Hub over to one of our board members. Let me just introduce this topic. On April 17th, we hosted in Port Victoria, we hosted a Banyala Youth in Artificial Intelligence Policy Lab with the African Center for Technology Studies and the University of Pretoria, led by our board members, Professor John Mugabe and Professor Tom Ogata. 25 rural youth gathered to build AI policy literacy, to develop future technology scenarios, and submit real recommendations to Kenya's national AI policy process and the African Union. This followed a successful 2024 workshop on digital innovations in the blue economy. So I would like to welcome our board member, Professor John Mugabe, to share a bit about this workshop, and he's also going to bring in the voice of Austin Wandera, one of our graduates who participated in that, to talk about the workshop. So over to John.
Thank you, Angela. And thank you for organizing Calestous' birthday. So the Banyala Youth in AI Foresight Workshop held in Port on the 14th had 3 main objectives. The first objective was to raise the youth's AI policy literacy, to get them to be aware of a range of AI policy and governance issues that the world is addressing. The second objective was to prepare Banyala youth to start participating in Kenya's and global AI policy processes. The number of policy processes around the world. In Kenya, at the moment, Kenya is developing an AI bill, AI legislation. There is an AI policy being developed by the cabinet, the Prime Cabinet Secretary's office. But youth are not involved in many of these processes. So the University of Pretoria, our foundation, Arts and Hydro Victoria organized a workshop to empower our youth to get involved in these policy processes. The third objective was to get Banyala youth, those who participated, to interact with their counterparts in Finland. We had 2 young people and a professor from the University of Turku in Finland participate virtually in the workshop, getting Banyala youth to have their perspectives on AI, how they're using AI, how they're governing AI. Now, the reason why we organized the workshop, apart from those objectives, are that the youth are the ones that are extensively using the technology, but they are not engaged in the governance of the technology. The youth are the drivers of AI all over the world. AI innovation is largely led by young people. The youth are the ones likely to experience for the longest time AI impacts, but they don't have a voice at AI governance tables. So this workshop aimed at getting our youth, Banyala youth, to start engaging. From the workshop, we've established Banyala Youth in AI Club. The 25 that participate in the workshop have a WhatsApp group that enables them to interact, discuss issues pertaining to AI. We'll be working with the 25 and others to establish an AI policy hub at Port Victoria. The aim of the hub will be to, again, build a community that appreciates AI, that engages in AI policy issues. We also aim at strengthening collaboration through the policy hub between Bunyala and other hubs on the continent and around the world. So thank you to the 25 Banyala youth and other participants that made it possible for us to have the workshop. Thank you. Angela, I hand over to you.
Thank you, John. I'd like to invite Austin to also join John and I to speak a little bit about his experience at the AI workshop.
Yes, are you able to get me from your end?
Yes, we hear you just fine. Go right ahead, Austin.
Yeah, thank you. So, first of all, I wish to appreciate for the chance, for the opportunity to give my feedback over the workshop. The workshop was very interactive and it had a lot of impact on our end. We may not be able, all of us 25, to like talk or give our overview, but I'll briefly like mention some of the thoughts or my colleagues had shared with me. Then we'd also mind like what I gained personally. First of all, the AI workshop really changed my perspective of like AI from seeing it as something that is very complex to a technology that can be utilized practically, then locally. That is by use of a phone. Then it also improved my innovation and entrepreneurial mindset. I could use the AI. Currently, I'm now using AI in a very like confident way. Of course, we learned a lot of like knowledge on how to use AI responsibly and ethically. So, and we also learned a lot of ethics on how you can utilize AI. It has been really guiding us, knowing that we should use AI that is human-centered. And then it increased my confidence in the use of the artificial intelligence tool in approaching the real-world situation that is starting from the community as we look towards the whole, like the globe. Then it gave us a clear approach to ethic-wise on the usage of AI. For example, I remember previously I used to use AI, but nowadays I use AI responsible-wise. Then apart from that, from the workshop, we've been also, as she mentioned earlier, we've been also we have a group where we as alumni, we've been able to gather, try to interact, see a way in which we can participate in the global forum, even at a local level. Personally, I normally realize AI, it has been really, the workshop has been really impactful in my life. I've been able to use AI to create a project. It's called the Repair AI. It is using artificial intelligence to solve the problem on maternal early pregnancy loss. So that is an impact at a person, but I believe this impact, if it is multiplied to a number of 25 people, and a number of them, the impact is really wide. Then at my personal level, not even at a personal level, but from my interaction with AI, I can also kind of say that AI, it is very useful when it comes to entrepreneurial mindset thinking. Actually, from the workshop, I've been able to have an entrepreneurial thinking when it comes to AI. I use AI to identify business opportunities that are within the locality. Apart from that, my AI can also help. It also helps me in terms of designing the business canvas model and several tools that are AI oriented. Personally, the workshop was of great impact, and we really need such forums. We need more of the forums so that it can boost our confidence. Apart from, we also need if we can be given a chance even to be exploring in different parts of the world, to interact, share ideas, the topic, it will be really of a great impact. Thank you.
Thank you, Austin. So great to hear from you. I know you're so active as a young person attending university. You always are stepping up for the things that we are offering at the CJ Hub. I'm going to put you on the spot for a minute. Could you share a little bit about some of your entrepreneurial ideas that you've had? I know you're such an innovator.
Yeah. Okay, I really appreciate for the chance. When it comes to entrepreneurial as an act, identifying business opportunities, first I will go to the problems we have in the locality. And one of the problems, we have floods. Okay, with floods, I will give it this approach. The first approach, I will identify the idea of bamboo, because bamboos can float, and they have a high carbon absorption. They can really make it can fit into the global carbon market. Then apart from that, the same problem with the flooded place, we can also restore the biodiversity of, let's say, fingerlings there. We can also keep fish there. So in flood affected places of Budalangi, we can bring that idea of carbon marketing
bamboo farming, establishing a local industry. Then when it comes now to the lake shores of the Lake Victoria, the areas around port, I can suggest idea of like the omena drying, because actually we have like fish drying, general fish drying, because in most cases we have like these fish are being produced or they are being fished, of course, but they're going to wasted. So with the idea of AI, you can easily kind of navigate in your locality, identify problems, then from those problems, we come up with solutions. Yeah.
Thank you so much for adding that on. I really appreciate it. And what you just said is so important for us to keep in mind as a community, and that is, applying the skills we're learning to the local problems and having the local problems be the local challenges be the driving force um, behind our trainings, behind our programs, and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna go on to the next section of our program here, but CJ Hub, please, we'll have you go on mute, but stay there in case we may have some questions for you. But let me go to the next section of our program here because I want to talk a little bit about what's next for these incredible students. All right. So last year, in response to requests from our students, we launched a new course in advanced digital skills, which we call Virtual Leap. You've probably heard that term a lot, Virtual Leap. That's our advanced digital skills class. Thanks to you, our supporters, we're now in our 5th cohort of Virtual Leap, learning vital online skills, including digital safety, cloud collaboration, and as you've heard, AI basics. Now we turn our attention to what comes next. So we asked our students and our staff, we are always listening, and we asked our students and staff that question, what's next? And the answer was resoundingly 2 things: entrepreneurship training and mentorship. Our students want to take the skills they've already learned at the CJ Hub, and apply them to the local challenges, as Austin was just describing. And that's why we're planning to implement an entrepreneurship pilot course of 30 students. We are planning to launch in early 2027, and the pilot course will include localized custom curriculum in market-linked tracks, leveraging the students' digital skills, training of trainers for our own CJ Hub instructors and volunteers, so that we can keep that program going after the pilot. We'll train our own people to add that into their course repertoire. Seed funding, startup grants for students with viable business plans coming out of that pilot course. Local workshops and field visits to connect even more closely to the local economy and the local challenges. So we will be out in the field. And a mentorship program designed to be piloted within the entrepreneurship program. So that entrepreneurship pilot course will have a pilot mentorship program attached to it. So today we're launching our Pathways to Employment campaign. And here's the great news. We are already 72% funded. And CJLF this year achieved its first ever foundation grant. Thank you to that partner to partially fund this project. Along with the steadfast support of our partners at the African Center for Technology Studies and other loyal donors, some of you on this call, thank you, thank you. We are very close to being able to launch this pilot program. In fact, I'm traveling to Kenya in July along with 2 board members, Eric and Shuelian, who are on this call, to begin laying the groundwork for this program. So today we are raising $10,000 to close the gap to fund these 2 new pilot programs at the CJ Hub and bring new skills to our hard-working, dedicated students. just to break it down a little further, here are some milestones. I like milestones, feeling like we're accomplishing our goal. So what each milestone unlocks for this program. So once we hit $2,500 of this campaign, we should be ready to begin recruiting students. We will have funded the people and the curriculum it needs to begin laying that groundwork. Once we hit 4,430, we feel that we can launch. We will have seed funding for the new entrepreneurs. The field trips and the workshops will be fully funded. With 8,080 raised, we've funded a repeatable, documented curriculum and begun the accreditation process. This would include videography of the course so that we can create a virtual course, which is repeatable. And we'll also include a graduation showcase for those young entrepreneurs. Finally, when we hit our $10,000 goal, we are ready to support our entrepreneurs with a mentorship program that is designed to pilot within this program and that first cohort ready to launch. So that's part of what we're doing today. Again, I would just like to say thank you. We have the model. We have proven the model. We have the demand, clearly. We have the students who are there with the energy and the willingness. And we have a plan to scale this work and ensure equitable access to development. Please visit our website following this call. It's calestousjuma.org to support our work and our new Pathways to Employment campaign. Every gift counts. I want to thank you. I'm going to turn to Eric in just a second to close us out. I want to thank you all for remembering Calestous on his birthday, and thank you for building a future with us. So let me stop sharing and I'll go back to Eric to close us out. Actually, Eric, when you're done, if anybody has questions, we can even take a few questions. We're a little bit ahead of time. So over to you.
Okay, thank you, Angela. So my father planted the seeds for this organization in the final years of his life, largely due to the lack of economic development that he saw in his hometown and region. In his memoir, The University Drop-In, he writes about the core economic challenges, including inadequate capital investment, lack of access to markets, and lack of education and skills for youth. So he wanted to create an institution that could transform these challenges into opportunities through specifically nurturing creativity and experimental learning. He was also a persistent champion of the role of young entrepreneurs as the key innovators that can drive Africa's equitable economic transformation. And I'm sure those of you who knew him have heard him speak about these things. I also see his intellectual arc as being focused on the role of institutions for economic and technological development, even originally from his PhD on the primacy of the role of knowledge-focused institutions in the evolution of economies and technologies. So that theory led him to be a sort of serial institutional entrepreneur, one could say, throughout his life. So he hoped to see this institution, CJLF, support this transformation in Port Victoria and the surrounding region. So that's why we're now expanding our focus to supporting the success of these young entrepreneurs through the entrepreneurship program that Angela mentioned. So I'd like to invite you all to make a contribution and support our work in whichever way you can, whether that be through your networks, through conversations with us, and especially through a numerical contribution in the form of currency that can close that $10,000 gap that Angela mentioned, so we can start to build out these programs in a way that he can be proud of. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Eric. Well said. I just opened up the unmuting. If anybody has a question, We can even go to our students. We ended a little early, so it gives us an opportunity. If anybody would like to say something, please unmute and go for it. Go ahead, Cleophas. It's over to you.
Great, great. Let me unmute.
We hear you.
Thank you, Angela. My name is Cleophas Torori, joining from the northern part of Mozambique in a province called Cabo Delgado. You know, it's a place that has protracted conflict here on mission from the capital city, Maputo, which is about 12 hours away, 2,500 kilometers. But I'm here because I reconnected with Alison Juma recently because as I put in the chat, I'm actually an alumni of ACTS, and I just can't forget the experience when Calestous and Alison came to Mo University and the discussions found me going back to Nairobi because I'd been an intern at ACTS and took up an assignment there. And I'm very glad to see even John here, John Mugabe, who subsequently took over and was working at ACTS as well. Really, very, very pleased and thrilled to be here, seeing this legacy of Calestous transform into what I'm hearing, into the hub, seeing these young people. And my message to them is that they can realize their dreams. I mean, it just takes passion, takes focus, it takes determination, and I'm an example of that. I've grown in the United Nations after ACTS, where I did my first publications, to the point where I'm in the leadership level of the United Nations as the head of program of UNDP in UNDP Mozambique, over 25 years, 26 years now. But I'm really very, very thrilled to be associated with this course, and you can count me in. Thank you very much, Alison, reconnecting here, and John. Nice to see you, and all the other people have just been connecting and chatting with, who have also seen me here, and happy to be here. And thank you very much for the invitation, and we'll continue to stay in touch. Listen to Eric, and understood this course, and let me close by saying that I'll be very eager to get associated with this, because I grew through ACTS, and my DNA will be ACTS from the beginning. Thank you very much, and really
Thank
happy
you.
to connect with people
Thank,
here. Thank you.
thank you so much. I will be in touch with you. I have some ideas. Over to you, Mr. Holdren. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This has been a very inspiring session. I am sorry to say that I'm not completely up to date on fundraising efforts that the Calestous Juma Foundation has been pursuing, but it came to my attention just a short while ago that the Walton Foundation and the Walton Family Foundation are putting a very large amount of money into African development, and I think to some extent African education issues. And I understand that the total amounts of money are in the tens of millions of dollars. And I don't know if you've approached the Walton Foundation or not, but this effort that you've been leading with the help of a lot of people on this call is so impressive in what it's achieved with such a modest amount of money that I would think that it would be possible to get some of these big foundations. And again, I've heard that the Walton Foundation is a particularly good target for activities in Africa to step up and enable you to move to a new level of activity.
Thank you very much for that suggestion. I will take a look at them. I had looked a while ago, but it sounds like this might be a newer initiative, so I'm happy to take a look. And it's so great to have you here with us today. And look forward to connecting with you further. We are
Great.
ready for that next step. We are ready to go to that next level. So that's thank you for suggesting that. Let me go over to Sam, who has their hand up next.
Thank you very much, Angela. I hope everybody can hear me from
Yes.
far away in Australia.
Yes.
I'm very happy to join this team here. I was a good friend of Calestous in the 1970s. I met him before I met many of you, and I would say I've met only two of the people here. Well, I met Calestous himself, and I met Alison in 1989 when I was at that time based in London, and I visited Kenya and met her with Calestous when they were working at the newly established ACT, African Center for Technology Studies. I was a journalist with the Daily Nation in the 1970s, and I became a managing editor 1978, and I was editing letters to the editor, and Calestous was writing every day. And then Joe Rodriguez was the editor-in-chief, was looking for somebody to recruit as a science reporter. And we all agreed that here was a teacher at Shimolatewa High School or secondary school, whatever it was, who was writing every day. Why can't we get him in? So he came in. He was invited. He was given a salary that was 3 times what he was earning as a teacher. And he was told, now you have to start your job. But he said, and Joe Rodriguez told him, as a journalist, you don't write in longhand. You just start typing. And he said, I never type. So Joe Rodriguez took him to the typing school and told him Sam Makinda will be editing your language and Philpo Cheng will be editing your pieces. Well, I corrected the language of somebody who eventually became professor at Harvard University, but that was a long time ago. So I was really happy to find that we continue to work together with Calestous. I never did as much as he did, otherwise he would have known me before today. But I met him on several occasions. We talked about Alson and young Eric. I never met Eric before, now I've seen him. And the last time I was with Calestous was I think 2009 at the Ambassadors Conference. Both of us were invited to give lectures to the biannual meeting of Kenya's High Commissioners and Ambassadors. And that's the last time I met him. But we always corresponded until, of course, until 2017. He wrote to me in April of 2017 and said he wanted me to help him tie up certain ends with the work that he had done in the nation, because he was writing his memoirs. And I said, well, Calestous, I think you know all these things. You have all the material. Just go ahead and do it. I didn't know that that would be the last letter he would write to me. Of course, he passed on that year. I regret that I didn't even go to his funeral, because by the time he died, I was myself in the hospital with prostate cancer. Well, my cancer was removed, so I'm free from cancer. But he passed on, and I regret I never managed to catch up with him. But I'm so happy that the ideas he started, the ideas that he passed on to other people, the way he influenced people, the way he influenced me. I used to focus on strategic issues, on foreign policy, but he impressed on me the idea that I need to work on knowledge, how knowledge is created, how knowledge is shared, and how knowledge is implemented. I can see it in action here, and I'm very happy to join this group. And I hope that the impact he has created will continue to create other impacts. That's all I can say now. Thank you. Well, I'm at Murdoch University in Perth, Western Australia. I've been in Australia for about 44 and a half years, so it's a long time. But I go back to Kenya every now and again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sam. It's so wonderful to have you join our community. I've heard your name, and it's wonderful to have you here. I also saw Ambassador Ndemo, you had your hand up a moment ago. Are you still with us? And did you have something you'd like to share?
Just to, I'm happy that I'm seeing a lot of changes since I think 2 years ago or something, when I was giving the speech. And I want to thank specifically. I want to thank Alison and yourself for the work you've done. It's different from when we met, and I'm happy to see Eric has grown up. I saw him in 2013, I think, and he can't remember my face. But I'm happy that you are walking in the footsteps of your father. I'm back in Kenya now, and I plan to make my trip to um, Victoria. I will try to help as much as I can in the entrepreneurship program. And with that, I will come back to you, Angela, and make my commitments. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ambassador Ndemo. All right,
Yeah.
so we are now past the hour. We filled our extra time plus some, and I would like to just thank you all again so much. If anyone needs to head off to their next engagement, we send you with our thanks. We will be in touch with follow-up email. Check out our website, calestosjuma.org. And we will continue to keep you up to date on our incredible students who are really the star of our program, the stars of our program. So thank you all. I'm gonna stay here. If anybody has any other questions or wants to chat, I'm here, but otherwise, have a wonderful day, evening. Enjoy your time. Thank you, Churchill and CJ Hub. Excellent. Thank you so much for preparing for today. I know it takes a lot to get organized and to come and stay at the hub, and we appreciate you you coming and being part of this today.
And the things that the students said were wonderful. I just appreciated hearing their thoughtful comments and reflections on what the hub's meant to them and what they're doing with their lives. And that was just very inspiring for all of us. So thank you for the work that you all put in.
Hello, Angela.
Yes.
We still have the students with us here.
Yes.
Could you please just take a moment to let our students know some of the board members that are available or that are still on the clock?
To do what?
Could you give our students an opportunity to meet some of the board members that are still on the clock?
Yes, of course. Why don't we start with Allison, who just spoke?
That's a wonderful idea, Churchill. Thank you. Yes, I'm Allison Field Juma, and Calestous was my husband, and we were married for 30 years. And it's wonderful to see you. It's lovely to see your faces and hear your voices and to hear what you're doing at the hub. So thank you for all your hard work. And we're working hard here also to support you. And our ears are always open to hear any comments you may have and ideas and thoughts, because you are the people with the ideas. So keep them coming. And I'll turn it over to who else here is on the board? John?
John.
Thank you. I think all the students or trainees know me. I was with them a few weeks ago. I'm the vice president of the board of the foundation.
Thank you. Paul, I don't know if you're able to unmute to say anything, Paul. I'm not sure if the students know you. Paul is on our local advisory council. If you're there, I see you here.
Hello,
Yes, go ahead, Paul.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening, good morning, team. Sorry, I joined late. Sorry, I joined late. I was in another meeting, then I had to rush to join, even though I have joined when you are concluding the session. My name is Kombo Paul Nahungu. I'm the local council advisory for CJLF. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Thanks for joining. I'm going to share the recording after as well. Anyone else like to introduce themselves to our students or say hello?
I think you all heard me speak already, but hi, I'm Eric. Good to see you all. Some of you I know, some of you I don't know, but maybe I'll see you in July when I'm there. I'm excited to come back to the hub, and thank you also to everyone who spoke. You did a really excellent job, really, really great.
I will also be there in late July, so please be around. I'd be happy to meet you all. And maybe you'll be at the graduation, and I'll be there. All right, I think we are concluded then for the day. Thank you again, and we'll share around the recording. And yeah, just everyone have a great afternoon and evening.
Good evening.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Eric.